It is a scene you have undoubtedly observed before, perhaps with a slight knowing smile. A person walking down the street with their dog, and for a split second, it becomes impossible to tell where the human ends and the animal begins. It is that same slightly rushed walk, that same careful gaze, or that same posture full of assurance. Or you visit a friend and notice that their cat possesses exactly the same attitude, that blend of grace and irritation toward the world, just like its owner. You joke, saying, "It's crazy, you two are exactly alike." But deep down, it doesn't really feel like a joke, because the more you look, the more it seems true. Our pets don't just live with us, they start to resemble us. They start to act like us, to feel like us. And if you have ever deeply loved an animal, you know that this resemblance isn't just cute or anecdotal. It is deep, it is intimate, it is psychological. To understand why our companions are so often the reflection of their masters, one must look beyond memes and stereotypes. One must look at how we choose them, how they shape us, and how we slowly become a shared ecosystem of habits, emotions, and silent stories. Because the truth is, you don't just own an animal, you co-create a personality with them. Most people think it is a coincidence or even superstition, but the psychology behind this phenomenon is much more complex. It actually starts before the animal crosses your threshold. When you choose a companion, out of all those faces, all those wagging tails, all those blinking eyes, you are not picking at random. Psychologists call this assortative matching. It is our natural tendency to be drawn to those who resemble us, whether in appearance, energy, or temperament. We do it with our friends, with our partners, and yes, with our pets too. You look at a row of puppies and something in you moves toward the one that resonates like you. The nervous one crouching in the back, or the chaotic one bouncing against the glass. You might say, "I just had a feeling," but that feeling is your nervous system scanning the environment for familiarity. Familiarity feels safe. Even when we claim we want a dog to force us to get outside more, we still choose within our own orbit. The introvert does not suddenly bring home a hypersocial working dog that needs constant stimulation. Not really. They might say they will, but when the moment comes, their hand usually reaches for the gentler, softer one. And this is where it gets fascinating. In reality, you are not simply choosing an animal, you are choosing a mirror. Psychologists speak of projection, this way of seeing parts of ourselves in others, sometimes without even realizing it. With animals, projection is almost effortless. We cannot ask them who they are, so we read them through our own emotional language. We say, "He's shy, she's dramatic, he has trust issues," in ways that suspiciously echo our own history. This is not a delusion, it is how the bond forms. The moment you name a trait in your animal, "She's protective," "He mistrusts strangers," "He needs reassurance," you are not just describing him, you are drawing the blueprint of your relationship. You are telling the world, "This is who we are together." Over time, that blueprint becomes reality. One of the most powerful forces at work here is what is called emotional contagion. It's the automatic spreading of an emotion from one being to another. It happens between humans, but also between humans and animals. Your pet does not understand all your words, but it understands your energy, your tension, your calm, your reactive habits perfectly. Dogs in particular are experts in social referencing. They look to their humans to decide how to react to a situation. If you stiffen when a stranger approaches, your dog learns the equation stranger equals danger. If you greet the world with curiosity, they learn that the world is mostly safe. Cats do it in their own way. They watch the rhythm of the house, the volume of your voice, your handling of change. If every unexpected noise stresses you out, do not be surprised if your cat bolts under the bed at the slightest disturbance. Your nervous system becomes their internal weather report. Over months and years, this emotional echo transforms into synchrony. Your moods, your routines, and even your reactions silently align. You become more anxious, your pet becomes clingier. You calm down, your pet rests more easily. You learn to regulate your emotions, they stop pacing or frantically grooming. It is not magic, it is co-regulation, two nervous systems learning to find their stability together. But there's another layer. It's not just that pets absorb us, we absorb them too. Psychologists talk about self-expansion. It's the idea that our close relationships become part of how we define ourselves. We don't just say, "I have a dog." We say, "I am a dog person." This tiny semantic shift is crucial. The animal shifts from the status of an object to that of an identity element. It becomes part of your story. She's the reason I got through that breakup. He's the reason I go out again. They are the only ones who understand me. Once an animal becomes part of your identity, something subtle happens. You unconsciously start to align with them. You adopt the qualities you have assigned to this bond. If your dog is brave, you feel braver walking with him at night. If your cat is independent, you feel more justified in your own need for space. If your pet is gentle, you become softer in their presence. Psychologists studying human-animal attachment have found that this bond mirrors the attachment styles seen between parents and children: secure base, separation anxiety, proximity seeking. But it doesn't just reveal who you already are, it shapes who you become. You and your pet slowly negotiate a shared personality, a middle point between your temperament and theirs. This process is sometimes called personality convergence, two beings becoming more similar simply by sharing life routines and emotional patterns over time. Of course, it is impossible to talk about resemblance without addressing what everyone jokes about. Do pets physically look like their owners? Strangely, yes, at least sometimes. Research has shown that strangers can match dogs to their owners based solely on photos, with a success rate higher than chance. We tend to choose dogs whose size, facial structure, and even vibe match ours, whether we admit it or not. This is not vanity, it is visual familiarity bias. We are drawn to patterns we already know, our own proportions, our level of order or chaos, and even how expressive or reserved a face seems. Our brains love the symmetry they recognize. Your pet becomes an external version of your inner world. The hyper-vigilant dog barking at every sound might be the fur version of your own overheating nervous system. The relaxed cat sunbathing all day might be the external permission for rest that you never grant yourself. The anxious, clingy animal might be the living embodiment of your fear of abandonment. And sometimes the resemblance is a rebellion. You are chaotic, your pet is steady. You are fearful, he is fearless. You are quiet, he is loud. In that case, he is not a mirror, but a counterweight. Yet this still fits your psychology. We often seek in others what we lack, then slowly slide toward that state. It is still a form of similarity, simply stretched across time. Beneath all this lies an even more powerful mechanism: anthropomorphism, our tendency to attribute human thoughts, motives, and personalities to animals. We say, "He's judging me," "She's offended," "He's being dramatic," when objectively, we do not know. But this isn't so much a flaw in our thinking as it is a doorway. Anthropomorphism is the way we build a bridge where language cannot go. We are not just describing them, we are revealing ourselves. What we choose to see in our pets often reflects what we are sensitive to in humans. If you have always feared abandonment, you will see distress everywhere. If you have always felt responsible for others, you will notice every sign of upset in your pet. If you are hypersensitive to criticism, it is easy to imagine your cat resents you for leaving. We think we are decoding them, but it is often ourselves that we are decoding. This is partly why some say their pet knows them better than anyone, because in the silence of that relationship, there is nowhere to hide. Still, it would be a mistake to think that animals are merely reflections, soft little psychological mirrors. They have their own temperament, their own history, their own nervous system shaped by genetics and experience. Comparative psychology reminds us that they are not miniature humans, but beings with their own logic, fears, and desires. The beauty lies in the overlap, that narrow band of reality where their nature and yours meet. Somewhere between your projections and their instincts, something real takes root, a common language, a shared rhythm, a world for two. You learn their signals, the micro movement of an ear, that specific meow, the weight of a paw on your leg that means stay here. They learn yours, the way your breathing changes when you are upset, the way you close the laptop when you are finally ready to play, the sound of your footsteps when you are exhausted. Psychologists call this attunement, the ongoing tracking, moment by moment, of another being's internal state. It is the same process that allows a baby to sense a need before a single word is spoken. With animals, it is silent, but no less real. And the more attuned you are, the more you influence each other. There is also a quieter, almost spiritual aspect to all this. Pets often become the one space where people allow themselves total emotional honesty. You can hold it together all day in front of coworkers, friends, family. But when you walk through the door and your dog greets you, or your cat jumps into your lap as if it were the most natural thing in the world, something in you drops the performance. You are tired, you are vulnerable, you are real. And because your pet does not argue, does not interrupt, and does not judge in the human way, your nervous system slowly associates their presence with a rare form of emotional safety. Safety changes behavior. When we feel safe enough, we cry, we laugh, we talk to them in a voice no one else hears, we admit things out loud that we would never dare say to another person. Over time, that version of you, the one that is less guarded, less filtered, starts to show up more and more. And who is always there to record this version? Your pet. So when people say, "He is just like me," or "She's my soulmate," they may be saying something deeper than they realize. That animal has not just adapted to your personality, it has been the witness to its truest version. All of this comes with a certain softness, but also a certain ache, because the more your lives intertwine, the more painful it is to remember that their timeline is shorter, that the creature who mirrors you so closely will likely leave first. Perhaps that is part of why the resemblance feels so intense, why people say things like, "A part of me died with him." It is not just grief, it is the loss of a version of yourself that only existed fully with them. Psychologists sometimes speak of continuing bonds, how we maintain relationships with those we have lost through memory, ritual, and meaning. With animals, this bond often lives in our habits long after they are gone. You still look at the spot where their bed used to be. You still expect to see a shadow by the door. You still hear phantom paws on the floor. In that sense, the resemblance does not end. You keep carrying them in your routines, your softness, your changed reactions to the world. If you are one of those people, those who share a strange resemblance with their pet, here is what you need to know. You do not have to be embarrassed by it. You do not have to apologize or minimize it with jokes. Your pet is not just an animal. They are a psychological bridge between who you are and who you are becoming. They are the reason your nervous system learned a different rhythm. They are the reason you go out more, or rest more, or speak more softly, or feel braver. They are not only similar to you, they have helped rewrite you. So the next time someone tells you that you and your dog are exactly the same, or that your cat has your personality, you can smile, not defensively, but knowingly, because perhaps that's the whole point. In a world that rushes us, animals slow us down. They connect us to patterns we wouldn't otherwise notice. They give us an excuse to care more, feel more, notice more. They remind us that resemblance is not just a matter of genetics or looks. It's a matter of shared time, shared safety, shared existence. You might not fit in with other humans, but there is a creature, perhaps asleep at your feet or curled up beside you right now, who has silently learned to move like you, to feel with you, and to carry a piece of your inner world in their small beating heart. And that is not accidental. It is the psychology of love, written in fur, glances, and quiet habits. So if your pet resembles you a little too much, do not shrink from that truth. Your stories were never meant to be written separately. You were meant to be a pair, a human and an animal, mirroring each other, teaching each other, and proving every ordinary day that connection has the power to make two beings look, act, and feel just a little bit the same. If this made you think of your own four-legged mirror, click like and subscribe. It helps this channel reach more people who love their animals with the same depth.